Hey everyone. Yeah, this is a live update, but I also did an audio update, so I'll probably upload that too. But this is an update on the fiasco that occurred over the weekend as far as My Little Pony Friendship is Magic's final season. You see, a lot of us thought honestly that, you know, China and Australia were going to beat us to the punch with finishing off the series. And it seems like they still might be able to do that because apparently the news that broke over the weekend was the Netherlands, I should say. I don't know why I get it mixed up with the video game company or publisher or distributor. But the Netherlands Videoland on demand cable service over the weekend decided to release the entire series, the whole 26 episode run of the final season. And let's just say it caused, like I mentioned, a fiasco that was not necessary. I mean, yes, a lot of people got to see the final episodes early, even though they couldn't understand them until later on when somebody put some subtitles uh, on them by translating the Dutch language. But it wasn't just, that as well. I mean, there were legitimately, I will say this, there were legitimately some fans that were not happy with the outcome of the final 3 episodes, some of the revelations, how things wrapped up, stuff like that. But it seems that it seems that a majority of those fans that were upset at the outcome of the final episodes, and mostly throwing their anger because of that towards the creative staff and mostly Jim Miller, who, by the way, I don't know if he's unlocked it yet, put his Twitter account and other social media accounts into private mode, and at his request or suggestion, so have several other members of the creative staff. And basically because the reason basically is because, as I mentioned in my video, and others have talked about this, even Josh Scorcher and Golden Fox and Dusty Cat have all talked about this, is the fact that fans were threatening, giving death threats, threatening harm, hacking, stuff like that, all because the show didn't end the way they wanted. Things didn't go the way they wanted. Well, honestly, as time has passed a little bit in the past few days, we have found out that a majority of those people that are supposedly fans are not. Some of them are just trolls that like to go on the internet and troll for the sake of boredom, or the fact that that's how they are. They just like to make people's lives miserable because they got nothing else to do. And so when they obviously hear or sniff something like this, where there are legitimate fans that may not be too pleased with the outcome, they jump on it, they jump onto that, they get a whiff of that and they jump on it and decide to make it worse than it is. And like time has gone on over the past 36 hours, it seems to be more evident that the people that threw out the threats, the death threats and all that, are nothing but trolls. Even to the point that one troll, as a matter of fact, and some people like Josh Scorcher even pointed out, came up with a petition to rewrite the entire Friendship is Magic series. And Josh, being part of the military and obviously being good at English and noticing grammar mistakes and whatever, Josh Scorcher, aka Firebrand, was able to point out that this is nothing but a troll job. And we know there are still, even to this day, anti-bronies and Pegasisters out there, people that just don't like the fact that adult men and even women enjoy a show originally meant to entertain little kids, if not little girls. So we can, we can pretty much assume that a majority of the people that threw those backlashes and death threats and harms and all that are nothing but trolls that just jumped on a little bit of a anger bandwagon to make it worse than it was. They just took a whiff of, ooh, there's some legit fans not happy. Let's jump on that and make it worse. So, yeah, basically, because of that, Jim Miller and some of the creative staff decided to lock up their accounts for the time being. And, well, I'm pretty sure, and I even said this in the audio, I'm pretty sure those legit fans, those legit MLP fans and bronies and Pegasisters that were not too thrilled with the outcome, but didn't go as far as what some of these trolls did to make it worse, but was just angry and just let the frustration be known, they probably feel regrettable now about it, because apparently news broke or was updated by Equestria Daily, because they reached out to the Netherlands and the Videoland on demand service or cable service, and found out that initially, yes, Videoland, the Netherlands cable service and its on demand cable service, was supposed to release episodes of season 9, but the first 13, not the whole series. Yeah, someone basically on their end made a huge mistake, made a huge mistake by not understanding that, look, when they could basically, the order obviously they were given is release season 9 on demand. They initially thought, oh, release the whole thing. They should have known. So obviously there was a miscommunication. Like maybe they didn't quite tell them, hey, when you release season 9, it's the first 13 episodes, not the whole series. So yeah, basically, the backlash that some of the legit fans gave, well, not the backlash, but the frustration they let be known, they probably feel regrettable about that. I'm hoping they do, because of the fact that they realize that what they got mad over is something they weren't supposed to see just yet. It's kind of like, and I used this as an example in the audio update, which I'll probably still upload as well, so you can get a listen at that. Basically, it's kind of reminiscing of the episode from, I think, what was it, season 5, the one where Pinkie Pie knows, was revealed that Cadence and Shining Armor are having a baby. Well, Pinkie Pie, when she found out when she was she was helping the Cakes, Mr. and Mrs. Cake, and apparently when she found out when she wasn't supposed to. In other words, she was supposed to be surprised, just like Twilight and the others were, with this revelation that Shining and Cadence were going to have a child. So yeah, just checking something out. So yeah, basically it's kind of like that, where Pinkie found out about something before she was supposed to, so she had to keep it a secret. It's kind of very similar to that when you think about it from an MLP from a legitimate MLP relation. That basically we saw something, and the fans that were legitimately mad and upset, they saw something when they weren't supposed to. And now they got to keep it secret for those that heard about this but never got a chance to get that sneak peek until it officially comes around here in the US or elsewhere. So yeah, the Netherlands, I should say, had to issue an apology, basically stating that they did not mean or intend for this to happen, for the whole season to be released. They did not mean or intend for any kind of legitimate or not so legitimate backlash to be thrown, or frustration and anger to be thrown upon the creative staff so soon. They didn't mean for that. So as a result, what happened is they took the videos down. Yeah. You could try to download it now, and there's a chance you could still do it because people may have gotten the episodes downloaded already and may have filed them away elsewhere so that they would be available, but they'll only be in Dutch with subtitles. But yeah, if you try to click on the link to the legitimate site to watch it, it won't work because they took them down. But here's the thing. Because of this, Australia is now backing off. Yeah, Australia is backing off. Let me explain. Equestria Daily reported that now Australia is pulling out of releasing the new episodes within the next week. Now they still could change their mind and do exactly that. They could still release the episodes, but now apparently for the time being they're backing out because obviously there was backlash at what fans initially saw. And my assumption is they got word from Hasbro and DHX to probably do so that when they do finally see them or they do finally release them, they can be released around a similar, if not closer time frame as what we'll get here in the US. And I think that's what Hasbro needed to do in the first place. Hasbro and DHX needed to, in the first place, to basically say, look, we appreciate you guys releasing the episodes when you can, but you're getting a little ahead of the US and Canada and North America in general. You want to slow down? So they probably talked to the cable distributor or the channel distributor for Friendship is Magic Down Under and said, look, you know, we know you're planning to release the rest of the season within the next week, but after what we just dealt with, can you probably hold off on that until maybe a couple weeks later? Maybe, let's say, a week or two before we do it. So that's my assumption. They might even wait another week just to let things cool down for a moment. I mean, you got to remember this upcoming week, if not the beginning of it, is Labor Day weekend. So they're probably saying, look, you know, just cool it off, you know, kind of. They're basically I'm getting my assumption, my opinion and assumption is they're letting them know, look, you need to back off a little bit right now. You need to slow it down, or we won't give you the distributing rights anymore, or something. I'm not saying they threatened them or anything. I'm thinking they just I'm thinking they casually talked to them, explained the situation, and they're like, oh, and people, the channel, I don't know what it is, it's called Ocean or something like that. I don't know what it's called. Probably decided, okay. Oh no, it's Boomerang. I think it's Boomerang down there. Probably agreed. Said, okay, fine. You know, we won't do it, but what we'll do in its place is rerun the rest of the season, until we get word. So my guess is this: what we initially thought would be September 6th and 9th, I'm assuming is going to be held off by a week. In other words, they're going to let this whole fiasco kind of cool off a little bit before it's revealed that they're going to continue as originally planned, but they're going to start with September 9th. They're going to start with September 9th, and that September 13th and September 16th are going to be the initial final dates for the series as far as Australia is concerned. That's my opinion. That's what I believe is going to happen. They're going to give it about a week or so for things to cool down. Then they're going to probably release the episodes on a weekday basis. But yeah, getting back on point here, the Netherlands basically admitted that they made a mistake, that the original plan was to just release the first 13 episodes and not the entire series. So whoever made that error, or that, or didn't get that note or memo, uh, from the heads up at the Videoland cable service, probably got reprimanded, talked to, and was probably, for the time being, suspended from, not from the job, but basically suspended from doing anything distributing wise, as far as like releasing certain programs and stuff online. So that that's my thought. That that's my thought, honestly, folks. That basically they're holding off until not holding off, but basically, that I was just distracted there for a second. But basically, I think that's what happened. That whoever made a mistake got reprimanded, they got talked to, and probably had the privileges or the opportunities, the privilege or whatever title they had taken away from them for the time being. In other words, given a suspension for maybe about a month or so. I don't really know, but they probably are not going to be allowed to distribute any more of the shows that they have licensed to distribute courtesy of the cable channel for at least maybe some time, until they're able to learn, hey, when we say just release said series, we mean the first half, not the whole thing. So yeah, basically, long story short, because I know this is getting a little too long already, but like I said, it's just one of those situations to where there was probably a miscommunication on both ends, and because of that, people got basically a sneak peek at a sneak peek at something they weren't supposed to see until later on. In other words, like I said, when you relate it to Friendship is Magic literally, you look back, I think, at the season 5 episode entitled "The One Where Pinkie Pie Knows," and Pinkie basically finds out that Cadence and Shining Armor are having a baby at the same time the Cakes are finding out, or at least the Cakes are kind of in the knowledge about. And basically it's implied that Pinkie was not supposed to find out until Twilight and the rest of the main 7 found out on their own. In other words, the only people that were supposed to know were the Cakes, and that was it. So yeah, if you want to relate a connection there, but like I said, it's kind of like the whole episode from season 5 called "The One Who Pinkie Pie Knows," where she finds out that Cadence and Shining Armor have a baby, and she's not supposed to find out until everybody else, including Twilight, finds out, so she has to keep it a secret. We're kind of in that similar scenario where we're kind of like Pinkie Pie. We found out about something we weren't supposed to find out about until everybody else saw it or found out about it. So yeah, so the Netherlands basically made up for it by taking down the episodes, and I'm guessing by doing so issuing an apology for what happened, and hopefully the next time they do upload the episodes, it will be correctly done the next time. And as far as Australia, like I said, goes, I think honestly, for people that are impatient and everything, your patience won't have to be for long, because I have this initial feeling, strong feeling that we are going to get the episodes courtesy of Australia, not the week they were originally meant to be, but a week or so later. So I would say maybe around the week before China airs 24 and 25. So I would say that, or the week they do it. So I would say between the weeks of the 9th of Monday through Friday, which is Monday the 9th to Friday the 13th. The stream interruption, so the stream was a bit wonky at times, and there was a few skips, so I do apologize for that. But thank you all for watching. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section, and I will talk to you all later. God bless. Take care. I'm out.